All right. So thank you so much for joining us today. I super appreciate it. I think I know most of you by now, but if you don't know me, my name is Miss Tara, and I'm the Youth Services Coordinator over at the Wernersville Public Library. So I'm so excited that you guys are all joining us today to make marshmallow toothpick towers. Now raise your hand if you like marshmallows. Does everyone here like marshmallows? Yeah, I do too. My favorite place to have marshmallows is in my hot chocolate. But that's not what we're doing today, although it is a very good drink. We're going to make our own marshmallow toothpick towers. But first, before we do any of that, I just want to lay a couple ground rules for the program that some of you may have heard or you may have missed if you were coming in just a couple minutes ago. So I am recording this program, so you're more than welcome to leave your video on if you'd like. In the recording, it doesn't end up showing your video, but depending on the viewpoint of the Zoom call, sometimes it does. So if you don't want to be in the recording or just feel safer not being in the recording, please feel free to leave your video off. That's a-okay. Otherwise, it's great to see you guys. Another thing, if you could just make sure that your audio stays off until the end of the program, just that way you can hear me better. I know you guys are champs right now with doing Zoom for school or maybe Zooming to talk to family members, but sometimes when we have a lot of talking going on, it's kind of hard to hear everything. And that's why I ask that it stays off just for now. Maybe at the end when we're saying goodbye, we could turn it on and say goodbye to each other, which would be fun too. So those are just the ground rules for the program, and I hope you guys have fun with us today. So like I said, I love marshmallows, but I also love thinking of engineering and how things are built. So what I wanted us to do today is to have fun and build these marshmallow towers together, because although it seems very simple, and it can be, building things can also be a little difficult because it kind of has a bunch of things that come into play. Depends on how tall you make your tower, how wide you make your tower. If you start out with a smaller base, do you think you can have a bigger tower and a smaller base? Or do you think you could have a smaller top and a bigger base? These are all things that I want us to figure out together. So we're going to first talk about the materials that we're going to use for this program. And if any of you don't have all the materials, that's a-okay. You are more than welcome to replicate this at another time. And if you did pick up our kits, I know that we supplied the marshmallows and awesome and the toothpicks. So if you guys have those, and if you like marshmallows, and if you're good, maybe your parents will allow you to eat a couple of them too. The only thing I would say with that, especially because of COVID and just staying safe, is to make sure that if you do want to eat your marshmallows after the program, that you go and wash your hands now. So we can take like a 2-minute break real quick if anyone needs to wash their hands, or if you're not too worried about eating them, then that's okay. But we'll give it just 2 minutes just to be here together to wash our hands, because if you are going to eat the marshmallows later, you never know what can be on your hands, and I don't want you guys ingesting any of that. So good for you guys if some of you guys are going to go wash. Otherwise, we'll just sit patiently for a minute or two until we have everyone back. I was waving earlier, but because I had my camera off, no one could see it. So now I'm waving back. All right, so I see Dominic came back. Okay, and then I know Alyssa went to wash her hands too. So we'll wait for her to come back. And I think, let's see, I think Molly and Izzy might have gone to wash their hands. Yep, oh, hi. Very good, hi. All right, let me see. So I think we had everyone. Can you give me a thumbs up if you're ready to move on? Yeah, okay. Very good, very good. I'm just checking everyone's camera here. Let me just move this window real quick. Okay, Zoe gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, and then I think Dominic walked away for a bit, but we'll give him another 30 seconds just to see if he comes back, and then we'll get started. This is called our waiting dance. Sometimes when we're just taking a couple seconds, sometimes it's good to get a little groove in, right? Awesome, you guys. All right. And let's see. Okay, well, I think we're going to go ahead and get started about what we have today to do our tower. So if a couple of our people come back, then that's totally cool too. So first things first, let's talk about what was in your kit. I know some of you showed me what was already on there. Oh, there's Dominic. Hi, Dominic. So when you picked up your kit, there were actually 2 different STEM programs in there. So you had last week's flip books, which I think some of you were definitely there for that. And then we also had our marshmallow toothpick towers. So if you didn't have to be at the last program to do that, just know that if you weren't there, you are more than welcome to follow the instruction sheet and do that at home. But for today, what we're going to use at this STEM program is really simple, actually. We're going to use some marshmallows, which I have my marshmallows in a big bag still. Okay, and then we're going to use some toothpicks. I have colorful ones, but you guys have the regular wooden ones. Very good. And then you don't have to have this, but because I'm at the library, I wanted a base, something to work off of that wasn't a counter. So if you guys want to use a paper plate or a countertop that's clean, you know, a plate from home, just something that you can have it be steady on, that then if you needed to lift up the tower at all to show, you can, or you could move your camera. I don't have the option to move my camera right now, so I wanted a base that I could move so you guys could see what I created. So the first thing I want to do, and maybe you guys can answer in the chat for me, if not, that's a-okay, just think to yourself. When you think about a tower, is a tower small or is a tower big? Oh, okay, Dominic says big. Does anyone else agree with them? No? Yes? Well, sometimes they can be all different sizes, actually. When you think about if you ever go to a big city, like one of the big cities near us is Philadelphia, right? It's like 45, 50 minutes away, but they have huge towers, huge skyscrapers. So that's pretty cool. Do you think, oh, see, a tower can be big and small. I agree. Very good. Do you think towers are weak or are they stable? Do they tend to fall over really easy or do they stay upright? What do you think? They are strong. You're right. Very good. Yeah, they have to stay firm. And so that way they can protect the people that either go up inside them or live there. Sometimes there's apartment complexes that are in a tower form. Sometimes they're businesses. But either way, they have to protect the people that are in them, right? It wouldn't be good if buildings were falling over just randomly. So what we're going to do is first we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a couple toothpicks. So I'm going to take 4 toothpicks. So go ahead and pick up 4 toothpicks, count them up, and make sure you show me that you have 4 of them. Very good. Very good. Okay, awesome. You guys are on the ball today. So go ahead and lay those toothpick down either on your plate or on your countertop, whatever you're using. And I want you to pick up 4 marshmallows. I know you can't see it right now, so I'll just keep holding them up. So I have got 4 delicious marshmallows here. Do you have 4 marshmallows? Very good. Awesome. You guys are really great at this. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to set those down. So like I said, I'll keep holding my stuff up. So I've got my marshmallows and my toothpicks. So the first thing that I'm going to do and what you're going to do is we want to create a square with our marshmallows. Okay, just to even see the shape. So to do that, you can pierce your marshmallow with the end of your toothpick. Okay. See, like that? You can, now mine went through a little bit and that's a-okay. But you want to just go ahead, there's no wrong with this because you get to eat them later. So you want to go ahead and create a square. Now we all know how many sides does a square have? 4, right? And I know it will be kind of hard to hold it up at this point. So I'm going to lay it down on the table to finish my square off. And then I'll hold it up so you guys can see it. Okay. So, like I said, I know, there you go, very good. Izzy, that's great. I can't believe you got to hold that up. Oh, Alyssa, that looks great too, perfect. See, and this is very good. This is my square, awesome. Okay, so when we think, oh, very good, I love that. You guys have done fantastic, okay? So here's our square. So what you have to think is, this is the foundation of our building. So we have to make it really strong, right, before we can make it tall. So if you want, we could keep it this size, or what would happen if we took one side off, okay, and made it more of a rectangle? So if I'll hold it up in 1 second for you guys, but now you're going to be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 popsicle sticks. And if they're kind of wibbly wobbly, that's okay, because remember, they're only sticks and marshmallows. So, oh, very good, Dominic. So see, here's mine, here's my rectangle. So now if you're able to, type in the chat, do you think a stronger foundation would be the square or the rectangle? Oh, very good, Izzy. Oh, Molly, that looks great too. Now see, the funny thing is we're starting out all doing the same thing, but from here we'll end up building all on our own, and we'll have to see what we come up with, which will be pretty cool. So I personally think that the rectangle is a little stronger, but that's only because it's a little bigger. So if you wanted to build a taller tower, then you might want to start out with a bigger base. But if you didn't want your tower, if you wanted your tower to be maybe medium sized, you could start out with the square. Oh, very cool. Oh, see, and that's, Alyssa, can you hold yours up one more time? All right, if everyone can look at Alyssa's, she did a very important thing here. So does anyone notice what the difference is between my rectangle and Alyssa's rectangle? Does anyone notice the toothpick in the middle? That can help to make the rectangle stronger. Very good. Awesome. So what we're going to do from here is I'm going to go ahead and put a toothpick in the middle like Alyssa did. And that's going to give our foundation a little bit more structure. See? Very good. All right, so then from here, oh wow, Alyssa, that's awesome too. Oh, that looks great, you guys. Very good. Let's see, I think Liam, that might be Liam that just held that up. That was very cool. Riley and Lania. Hi. All right, so let's move on to building our tower now. So let's go ahead and grab a couple more toothpicks. So right now I have 2, 4, 6 marshmallows that I'm working with. So that means I'm going to need at least 6 more toothpicks to start my tower. And you're going to want to go ahead and insert them in, but remember that you already have a toothpick halfway through the marshmallow, okay? So you're not going to be able to completely go through it because you already have the other stick there. So we're going to go ahead and I'll hold it up after I get the other toothpicks in. Hopefully the marshmallows, you want them to be still soft so you can enjoy them later, but hopefully they firmed up a little bit so your stuff isn't falling over right away. See, ta-da! So look, I have started my walls. So I'll hold it closer here so that some of you can see if you're having a little trouble. You can see some of my toothpicks may be moving over just a little bit. See, they're not all completely straight. And that's why a foundation is so important when you have construction workers that are thinking about how they're going to make blueprints for buildings. They always have to start out with a very strong foundation. I almost knocked my whole thing over, guys. That wouldn't have been good. So when you get to this point, you're going to want to put marshmallows on the tops of every toothpick that you have. Okay? So we're going to go through and we're going to be building at the same time together, but we're all building very differently. We're all starting from different shapes for our foundation. And we'll all learn together here what works best. If having more marshmallows and a popsicle sticks and toothpicks on the bottom is good, or if that causes a problem. We'll see how it goes as we build it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, and I know you guys can't see it from my angle, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the marshmallows on those toothpicks that I just stood up. You will notice that some of them will start falling over. That's a-okay, because that means that we need to give it some strength and structure. And there's a way to definitely do that. And I will show you as soon as I get mine together here. Okay, so let's see. That's the only tricky thing about marshmallows, is that they want to fall over all the time. But the good thing is you can't get frustrated. This is a learning experiment just for everyone, for me included. So as you can see here, does everyone see what I did with my wall? So it's starting to fall over a little bit because I only have the one wall up. But I made another square just like on the bottom, and then I added a toothpick through the middle to give it strength. See here how I created a square and then I have one through the middle. You can also add a second one through the middle to keep it stronger. But remember that as we build, it'll have more weight the more toothpicks that we put in, so that may cause our tower to fall over. But this is a learning lesson for all of us. So let's try that. I'm going to try sticking a toothpick on the other side to see. And also, don't feel like you have to look up the whole time. I know that you guys are focusing down on your tower. Just every once in a while, give me a thumbs up so I know you can hear me. That's all. Oh, very good. Okay, awesome. Can be a little complicated, but that's okay. Also, depending on the different materials you use, like the toothpicks, they actually might be a little different lengths. Like we all have the same type, so we made sure that that wouldn't happen. But if someone was using a toothpick that had a rounded edge instead of a pointy edge, it might be a little different for them. And another thing I want us to think about is if something doesn't work out right away, feel free to unbuild it, because nothing will go wrong like that. Maybe that just means you have to move on to another part of your tower to stabilize it. Let's see. I got one wall up. Keep trying here. And then I'll hold it up when I get to that point. Okay. I bet you guys are all doing a great job. And the best part of this is we'll be able to eat these later. Oh, very good. That looks great. I can't believe how some of you are so fantastic with holding these up. That's really good. Okay, so here's my first layer of my tower. I don't know if you guys can see this. Woo! Oh, very good, Dominic. That looks great. You're doing a great job. Thank you for sharing. Oh, that looks great, Izzy. Good job. Oh, Molly, that looks great too. Keep going. Alyssa, how's that going for you? Good? Here, I'm just gonna let another person into the chat here real quick. I think they got in. Oh, okay. Hi, friend. If you're just joining, make sure that your audio stays off, okay? We are recording the program, so as long as you're okay with the video being on, that's fine for us. We only just got started a little while ago, but we're making marshmallow toothpick towers. So you're A-okay coming in right now because we're all at different points of building. As you can see, I started out my tower with a little bit of a bigger base, and you can use the marshmallows to be kind of the glue holding your toothpicks together to start building your tower. Also, if you just came into the chat, if you could please put the number of kids that are participating in there for me, just by the end of the program, that would be great, just for our statistics. Okay, so how's everyone's building going? Good, thumbs up? Awesome, very good, very good. I'm happy to see you too. It's nice to see you again. Hi. So like I said, just to catch you guys up, we started out with a square base. We made a square with 4 marshmallows and 4 toothpicks. And then from there, instead of a square, we made a rectangle with those same toothpicks and marshmallows. But we placed a stick right in the middle. You see? See how it has the toothpick right in the middle? That actually was Alyssa's idea. All right, so I'm going to start, to everyone else, I'm going to start building my next layer of my tower, because I know that we only go until 6:30 and I want to see how tall we can get. We'll see if it starts to fall over too. If that happens, I'll just have to rebuild it. And that's okay. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Now, I don't know if you guys ever did this with Play-Doh before, but that's another fun thing to try too. And it can be either a little easier or a little more difficult depending on how you do it, because Play-Doh has a lot more weight than marshmallows do. So sometimes those towers like to fall over a lot quicker. But at the same time, as you can probably see with some of these marshmallows, sometimes they don't want to stay together either. And that's a tricky thing. The more weight you get sometimes, the more it wants to fall over on you. Now, another thing to think about is as you start to build your tower, as we have the stick in the middle of our rectangle at the base, you might need to do that on the inside of your tower as well, so that you are stabilizing it, because otherwise it might fall over too. Or I could be wrong, in all honesty. Well, we're going to find out together. Okay. Oops. There's 1, 2. Ooh. 1 and 2. Okay. So here, I'm not finished with the second layer yet, but I just wanted to show you guys. So I started to build the second layer of my tower, and one thing I did, which is what Alyssa showed us to do initially, is that I put a stick in the middle so that it gives it more structure so it doesn't tend to fall down right away. Oh my goodness. See, Riley, I think Riley and Liam, that looks fantastic. I love that tower so far. See, and that's wonderful too. Just so you guys know, you don't have to stick to the rectangle. Oh my goodness, Dominic, I love that. See, I swear you guys are better builders than I am. That's so cool. That looks great. Oh my goodness. That looks wonderful. Good job. Keep going. Very good. Izzy, Molly, you guys are doing okay? Good. Awesome. Okay. I know it gets a little wiggly. So maybe I need a couple more marshmallows. Oop. Oh no. My one's falling over. 1 and 2. Ooh, I need a toothpick stat. Okay. Oops. Okay. How's it going for everyone? Good? Oh, good. Liam says they stay up. Awesome. Now, I wonder how many levels we could make our tower. Right now, I've got 2. So if this was a regular building in a city, this would be a 2-story tower so far. And you can kind of say that I've stayed the same shape, right? It looks like a pretty big square. I wonder if there's a way that as I move taller, if I can make it smaller, or if I should keep it the same size or the same shape. Is anyone going to try a little different to make it, yeah? That's awesome. All right, well, I'm going to get started on my next layer here. Ooh, it gets super wiggly. Oh, that's okay, Dominic. It looked super great to begin with. And then you can just try rebuilding, right? Maybe there's a different way that you could start it, or that's what engineers do all the time. As engineers or artists or people in general, right? We can't be afraid to try again. That's the most important thing. Even if things get messed up, you keep trying. Plus, it just means you get to eat more marshmallows later. You see, my tower is starting to lean just a little bit. And I have to figure out a way to make sure that that doesn't happen, because otherwise I think it might start to go. So if your tower is starting to get wiggly, right, That's because there's a lot of weight at the top. You don't think that marshmallows and toothpicks could weigh a lot, but for these toothpicks at the bottom, they do. And you can tell it's starting to lean to my left, which would be your right on the screen. So maybe there's something I can do to help stabilize this so that it doesn't want to lean. Whether that's maybe I put something more at the bottom of my tower, or maybe I put something in the middle, because it's getting very wiggly. Oops. Okay, so I just added one toothpick in the middle of the square here, and it was leaning to the left, but now it's leaning up straighter because I equalized the weight. See this, ready? Look, earthquake! So see, it was leaning this way to the left, but as soon as I added more weight to the right side, it evened out. So if you have some wiggly spots, maybe that's what you should do, is try to even out on the sides. Oh, you put a chocolate chip on your tower. That's awesome. I love that. That's going to be a very delicious tower. I didn't even think about adding chocolate chips. You know, closer to the holidays, you could probably have like peppermints. That would be cool. Or like gumdrops too. We still have some time, so don't feel like you have to rush. Oh boy, that definitely added more weight to my tower. My tower does not like when I add levels. Yes, that's true. My coworker just said, you know, you could always eat the levels, and I said, that's true. So see, mine's still a little wiggly. It's losing it. So maybe, oh my gosh, Dominic, that's wonderful. See, now that is still so cool because it's not a traditional tower, it's a very unique building, architectural tower. Oh, I love that. Now, is that Molly that's showing me that? Oh, I love, see, and that is so cool. Very awesome. I think that is so neat. I see so many different shapes in there. See, and it's a-okay if something goes wrong, right? Because we can always rebuild. Whoa, see, look at that. I just knocked my whole tower over. And what did I do? I laugh because I know it's okay. And now I can build this way. So this is actually a good learning lesson for all of us. So see how my tower was super wiggly before, everybody? Right? And it was wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Now it knocked over, and look how strong of a base for a building I would have because it's so big. So I wonder if I can build an even taller tower now because I've got such a strong base. Does anyone want to share in the comments things that are going well for them or things that aren't going their way? Because I can always try to help too. Oh, okay. Vanille, are you making a ranch house? Or is that Vivek you're making the ranch house, Vanille? Awesome. That's a super cool thing to make. See, this is the point in the program here where we really learn it's more about learning how to build, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a tower. It can be whatever you'd like it to be. Like Vanille is making a ranch house, and that's a-okay, because that is still talking about having a strong foundation. I think I'm building an art museum. I think that's what mine's going to end up being. If I had to build somewhere that I really wanted to go, it would definitely be an art museum. Lots of galleries and paintings. That would be pretty cool. Hmm. Oops. Hmm? Oh, it is kind of loud. We were printing some things at the library and it likes to be loud sometimes. Oh, wow, Dominic. That's fantastic. I love the shape of it. That's very cool. Oh, Alyssa, that's neat too. Very good. There were a lot of triangles there, I saw. Oh, Vanille, that looks great. Very good job. Hmm. How about, is that Riley or is that Lania? Oh, very cool. I love that. That you're doing such a great job. You're doing great. Air high five. Awesome. Thanks, Dominic. Let's see. I'll double check our time here. All right. So we've got about 15 minutes left. Oh, hi, Zoe. Oh my gosh, Zoe, that looks wonderful. And I love how you brought it to the point at the top. It's like a big triangle, right? Very good job. Air high five. Good job. Great smile, too. Let's see. Oops. Okay, let's see. Alyssa said, it is easy to make a first layer, but it is a bit hard making the second floor. I agree. Oh, I am making an apartment building. I love that, Alyssa. Very cool. I agree. It is easy to make that first layer, but after you get past that, it's a little difficult. Dominic, now that is amazing. That's very cool. It kind of reminds me of an igloo a little bit. I'm still working on my second layer too. But I definitely think it's easier if the base of whatever you're building is a little bigger, because I'm having a much easier time now. And it's not as wobbly as it was, which is pretty cool. Okay. I will show you guys where I'm at as soon as I get done with this layer. I'm a couple toothpicks away. I just have to say again, thank you so much for everyone coming out to our program. I know we're not done with it yet, but it means a lot to the library that you guys are spending time with us on a Friday and that we can all do this together even though that we're apart. It means a lot, so we appreciate it. Here's my next layer. So see, I'm still only on my second layer, but I made it bigger because I was making a tall tower and then it fell over on me. So I'm making a bigger one. But it's still technically only 2 floors. I probably can get a third one in and right before we go. So maybe I'll try for that. Does anyone else want to share? Oh, you're you're already eating it. Is that Molly or Izzy? Molly? Oh, Izzy? Oh, is Izzy already eating it? That's awesome. Honestly, if I wasn't being safe at the library with my mask, I probably would have already eaten one, but I can't through my mask, so it'll have to wait. How about Riley? How's your building going? Is it going good? Thumbs up? Awesome. How about Alyssa? How's your apartment building going? I just saw you get a marshmallow. Isn't it kind of funny? Oh, I just saw someone else eat theirs. Oh, now everyone's eating theirs. Vanille was very happy to eat his marshmallow. Right now we're kind of like beavers. I don't know if you guys have ever seen beavers build their dam before with the wood, but they munch on their materials, on their building materials all the time. That's what we're doing with these marshmallows. Just don't eat too many at once. Molly and Izzy are eating it along with the toothpicks. Don't eat those toothpicks though. They won't feel good. All right, so I think we'll give it about 3 more minutes just to keep building, and then if anyone would have any questions for me or comments at all, we can do it that way, because I think we've probably eaten through a lot of our building material at this point. Which it's a Friday, right? So it's a-okay.
I'm eating oranges with my stick.
Are you? Oh, you are. Well, see, that's a good.
I can get a treat because I ran 1 mile.
That's awesome. See, marshmallows and fruit are definitely treats, both of them. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. All right, let's see. Yeah, so we'll give it about 3 more minutes just to keep building. And then from there, if anyone wants to hold up what they've done, we'll do it all at the same time though. We don't have enough time to just go around one by one. Let's see. Alyssa, how did you, okay, how did I get mine to stay up? So what I did was initially it was a tower that was straight up like this, and it was thinner. But then it actually fell over on me. So it went from this way to horizontal, went from vertical to horizontal. So this, if I could flip it, this is how it would have looked if it would have stayed up. But it was too much weight for the foundation of my building was not strong enough to hold all this weight. So it fell over, and then I was building it from here up. But you can even see here, see how it's, woo! Do you see how it was starting to bend here? It's still got a little too much weight, so maybe I would add a couple like a toothpick in the middle here, like diagonally, to kind of keep it up. Or I might add some toothpicks diagonally in the middle. See how we're only working off of squares? Maybe you could go like this with the toothpicks, you know, like in the corners, if you had 2 per each thing, per each square, that might give it more structure, but you could only probably do it on the bottom. You probably couldn't do it on the top because it would add too much weight and it would want to fall over. Let's see. So thank you for asking that question. I appreciate it. All right, so I think we're about at the time here. So did everyone want to just take a moment and hold up what they have? Like I said, I know we don't have enough time to go fully around. Wow. Well, that looks wonderful. Oh, see, and that's okay, Alyssa, no worries. That's, oh, that's okay, no problem. Let's see, Vanille, I love that ranch house. I love how it has all the different angles. That's very cool. See, now Dominic, that's a-okay because that, I love that triangle. And I saw you had some marshmallows. So that must have made it sweet in the end, right? Very good. How about, let's see. How about Izzy and Molly? Did you guys have anything left? Well, see, that's still cool. They're hanging on by a thread, but they're a good job.
Mine fell apart.
That's okay. Did you get to enjoy some of the marshmallows before or after? Oh, I like that. That's super cool. Okay, and then Riley, that looks awesome. I love that. It looks wonderful.
Riley.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But that looks wonderful, though. You did a great job.
I'm Liam.
Hi, Liam. It's nice to say hi to you. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you so much for participating with us today.
You're welcome.
I hope you had fun.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Kind of short.
Oh, that's okay. We all are at some point. Aw. All right. Well, I think we're right at the end of our program. I know I'm super proud of all of you guys and girls, all of us, for working really hard on everything that we did. Ooh, almost lost my headset too. So I know that I'm going to end up destroying my own tower so I can eat these marshmallows too. But you guys beat me to it. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a wave, okay? And then we'll end the program, but it was lovely to see all of you, and you all did a fantastic job. And I'll see you soon. By the way, real quick before we go, we do have new STEM kits coming out. They'll be available starting next Tuesday. So we're continuing through October with having, oh, I'm glad that's your reaction, Molly. Thank you. We'll have STEM kits available starting next Tuesday. We're going to have a new STEM program once again throughout October, every Friday, which will be really fun. So we're going to do a coding program. So we're going to make bracelets and learning how to code. We're going to go and do our initials for our first name and our last name, and that'll be pretty cool. And then it'll be a surprise for everything else. But when you go to pick up the kit, it'll once again have the 2 separate activities in there. Just make sure if you plan on attending both that you don't go ahead and do the activity at home. Make sure you save the materials so you can join us, or do it ahead of time and you can still hang out and see us do it together. That is fine too. Oh, let me see. It looks like, oh, you're very welcome.
This is what I ended with.
Oh, let me see. That's okay. That's
Pics.
And then mine. Here's mine still. I still have some marshmallows.
I bet you do. They're delicious.
Still have a whole bag.
That is me too. Yep, that's me too. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zoe. I appreciate that. I hope you guys had a great time, and hopefully I will see you guys soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day. See you later, alligators.
Bye. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Even though it's a wild crocodile.
See you later, crocodiles.
Bye.
Bye, Zoe. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had fun. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye, Dominic. Bye, Zoe.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
That's what.